Namaste and hello there. My name is Abhijit. Today is the second part of our series Introduction to DBMS. In the first part, we have seen definition of data, types of data, introduction to DBMS and databases. In this part, we will look at DBMS models, history of DBMS, evolution of DBMS and advancement of DBMS. There are 5 types of DBMS models: hierarchical, network, relational, object-oriented and distributed. If you Google, you will find only first 4 types, but distributed is the current DBMS used by many big organizations. So we will cover that too. Let's start with hierarchical model. It organizes data in the hierarchical tree structure. Let's understand it with the help of following example of Vedas. I'll briefly explain about Vedas in case you are interested. Ved means knowledge. There are 4 types of Ved: Rigved, Yajurved, Samved and Atharvaved. Rigved contains information related yajna and mantras or hymns. Yajna is a process of herbal sacrifices in fire with chanting of mantras to purify ourselves and environment with thermal energy of fire and sound energy of mantras. Yajurved provides information of procedure of yajna. There are 2 types of Yajurved, Shukla Yajurved and Krishna Yajurved. Samved provides melodies and mantras to chant by audience during yajna, apart from main mantra to keep everybody energized and focused. Atharvaved provides formulas or procedures to prevent distraction during yajna if any. There is other type of scriptures called Upaved. Upaved is an extracted information on a particular topic from Ved. Every Ved has Upaved. Rigved has Upaved as Ayurved, which contains information about life science and medicine. Dhanurved is Upaved of Yajurved, which contains information about archery and warfare. Gandharva is Upaved of Samved, which contains information about arts, music and dance. Just for your info, Saregama is introduced in Gandharva. Shilpaved is Upaved of Atharvaved, contains information on how to build temples and ancient architectures. So this is whole hierarchical model having one parent node and one or multiple child nodes. Advantage: it is simple and fast to traverse through tree-like structure. Traverse means travel. So because of simplified model, we can retrieve data fast provided data is limited. Disadvantage: if parent node deleted, child node is also deleted. For example, if we delete Yajurveda, it will automatically delete Shukla Yajurved and Krishna Yajurved along with Dhanurved. So this is bigger disadvantage of hierarchical model. Second model is network model. It is same as hierarchical, but a record can have more than one parent. We saw in hierarchical model that there is one parent and one or multiple child nodes, but here in network model there can be multiple parents. Let's understand it with following example. As we know, there are 4 Ved: Rigved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharvaved, and they are written in the form of hymns or mantras. So to understand them with theory, 3 more types of scriptures were written. They are Brahman, Aranyake and Upanishad. If we look at network structure of the diagram, you will find every Ved has respective Brahman and Upanishad, but only Rigved and Yajurved has Aranyake. If there could be third layer in this diagram, it would have been added with same network topology. So there can be any number of parent and child nodes exist in this model. Advantage: with this model we can establish more relations, so more related data can be stored and retrieved fast provided data is limited. Disadvantage: system will get complex with huge data interconnected with network. As we discussed, with increase in data, it will be very hard to manage every single element and its relations over a complex network. So to overcome these issues, a new system is introduced called RDBMS, that is relational DBMS. In this model, data maintained in two-dimensional table in the form of column and row. Let's take an example of 2 tables, Upaved and scriptures. Upaved has columns as Ved ID, Ved and Upaved and data in the form of rows. We have taken data from here for Upaved table. Now same is the case with second table, scriptures. We have columns as scripture ID, Brahman, Aranyake, Upanishad, which we have taken from this diagram. As we know, every Ved has their respective Brahman and Upanishad, but only two Veds are associated with Aranyake. It has been shown here that the Ved which are not associated with Aranyake, instead of keeping it empty, it considered as null in relational system. Let's say if I want to retrieve information of Ved with associated Brahman which are not present in single table, I cannot directly retrieve data from both table without any relationship. So I'll have to establish relationship between these two tables, which I have done it with the help of Ved ID column available in both tables. Now if I want to know Brahman of Rigved, I'll just simply match Ved ID of Rigved to get associated Brahman of that Ved ID as a result. It means I can query both the tables to get desired result. Advantage: this model is simple and scalable. That means we can add more rows and columns we want in the table. Disadvantage: if you are increasing data in the system, then it will definitely need more powerful hardware and storage devices. Fourth model is object oriented. It creates objects that contain both data and functions, unlike relational. In relational model, functions or structure is already designed in the background. We just have to deal with data. But in object oriented, we need to design functions and store data in it collectively as object. Let's understand it with the help of following example. Let's say we want to study scriptures. We will create a class called scripture. We will create an object called scripture name. If I want to study Bhagavad Gita, I'll simply pass scripture name as Bhagavad Gita. It will provide me properties like writer, compiler, year in which it is introduced, and small description of Bhagavad Gita. Now, what actions I would like to take on this data is called method. For example, read or listen to it or watch TV serials made on this topic. So functions and data are collectively saved as objects in object-oriented programming. Advantage: it handles different types of data unlike single type of data of relational. For example, audio and videos. In relational, we can save audio and video files, but it is not advisable or recommended because these systems are not designed for this. Whereas in object oriented, we can save audio and video files by providing reference links of the location where these files are saved. It is that easy. Disadvantage: object oriented system was not become as popular as a relational system because there was no defined data model like relational. It lacks security and also complex to design than relational. Let's move on to fifth model, that is distributed. Not all storage devices are attached to single processor. What this means is, if we look at relational model, even if data is stored on different datasets at different location, all data must be processed through single processor in relational. But in case of distributed, data can be stored on multiple computers processed by different processor. We can collectively use that data for our purpose later. So in relational, data should be processed through single processor, whereas in distributed, data can be processed from multiple processors. Advantage: faster distributed data processing and reduced operating cost. Let's understand it with example. Now, these all are holy books of different cultures and religions. Torah is a holy book of Jewish. Kojiki is for Japanese, Tao Te Ching for Chinese, Quran is for Islam, and Bible is for Christian. Let's assume if we store Bhagavad Gita on MS SQL Server, Torah on Excel, Kojiki on Word, Tao Te Ching on Notepad, Quran on PDF, and Bible in Oracle. So the data stored on SQL Server and Oracle will need high performing computers, whereas data stored on Excel, MS Word, Notepad or PDF will require less hardware to process data. Hence, not all sources are using advanced configuration and still manage to communicate with each other, and to centralized location shows it cost effective and data can be retrieved fast because processing is distributed on different computers. Disadvantage: because of many workstations or computers involved, system becomes complex to manage and control. As data is stored at different locations with different security systems, it lacks to provide high-end security and there is still standard to set up for this system. So these are details of DBMS models. Let's look at evolution of this DBMS model in every decade. Before going into details, this is a chart of development of DBMS over decade. Computers invented during 1960, so DBMS started developing with two main models, hierarchical and network. In 1970, relational DBMS started developing. During 1980, object-oriented programming was developed. In 1990, modern-day relational databases which we work upon today like MS SQL and Oracle started integrating with other systems. There is data processing limit in relational model, hence during 2000, distributed DBMS developed with NoSQL language. In 2010, new query language developed to work on distributed NoSQL databases called UNQL, unstructured query language. In distributed systems, it's hard to maintain consistency like relational. So in 2020, new relational distributed system has started developing with new language called NewSQL. Let's look at them one by one in detail. History of DBMS. Origins of DBMS go back to libraries, business, government and medical records before computers were invented until 1960. So we used to store data in notebooks until 1960. During 1960 to 70, as computers were invented, databases are first introduced to store data as navigational DBMS. They are hierarchical and network DBMS models, in which IMS, that is Information Management System, was introduced by IBM. IBM is very old organization, and network model CODASIL, that is Conference on Data System Language, introduced by US Department of Defense. Later on, they developed COBOL language from this model. In 1970 to 80, relational databases introduced. Sir E.F. Codd, who is also known as father of relational DBMS, was working with IBM and he was unhappy with above two models. So he wrote a number of papers outlining new approach of database construction, including schema and tables. He said we can store data in a table and establish relationship between those tables. His idea changed the way people thought about databases and new query language introduced called SQL. During 1980 to 90, object-oriented DBMS introduced while commercialization of relational databases started. The data represented in the form of objects, which usage is to work with object-oriented programming languages like Delphi, Ruby, Python, Java, C#, Visual Basic, .NET, etc. These languages are that old. The problem with object-oriented programming was it lacks standardization, unlike relational DBMS. In 1990, modern-day DBMS started developing. Companies like IBM, Oracle, Microsoft started developing complex databases. In this period, all big companies started integrating their relational DBMS with non-relational systems like integration with Excel, MS Access, ODBC and XML. Microsoft created MS SQL Server, Oracle created Oracle and IBM created DB2. During 2000, distributed DBMS introduced in the market with NoSQL language to handle lot more transactions than relational systems can handle. It is an open source, non-distributed DBMS, often do not provide relational capabilities like RDBMS, but can process more data than RDBMS. NoSQL started developing along with companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon with priorities like high operational speed and flexibility of storing data. These big companies process billions and trillions of records at a time, whose requirement was hard to fulfill with relational. Hence, they opted distributed DBMS. Example of these databases are Cosmos, MongoDB, SAP HANA, and Informix. Now, advancement or recent development in DBMS. In 2010, a new query language for NoSQL DBMS developed by Couchbase and SQLite in a collaborative effort to bring a standardized data definition and manipulation to NoSQL domain. So Couchbase and SQLite, both companies, tried creating a standardized language to work on distributed system, like there is SQL language for relational DBMS. But somehow it doesn't look succeeding, maybe because there are wide variety of databases in NoSQL distributed, which is hard to gather under one umbrella. During 2020, to overcome problems with relational and distributed systems, to create a robust solution for large amount of data processing, new system is being developed. It follows the relational structure but are built using more modern and scalable designs. The goal is to offer greater scalability than relational databases and greater consistency than NoSQL. So data consistency is strength of relational while scalability is strength of distributed system. Let's hope they succeed to create such DBMS soon in near future. MemeDB, VoltDB, Spanner, Calvin, CockroachDB, FaunaDB, Yugabyte are examples of new systems. At the end, let's look at future trends in databases. This would look far away, but it may certainly happen in future. So the day is not too far away when databases will become advanced enough to store digital replicas of humans. The idea of Star Trek transporter transporting a person from one place to another may then become a simple matter of radio waves transporting digital data of us to another planet. If you are not aware, Star Trek is a Hollywood movie which showed that digital replica of a person saved in a database can be transferred from one planet to other with the help of radio waves. In short, to transfer replica of person from one place to other with the help of databases, future of databases seems to be promising and exciting. That's it for today. In the next part, we will look at difference between DBMS versus RDBMS and SQL versus NoSQL in depth. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed, keep learning and take care.